man, we moved in together at last.
Wait, is it centered? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Oatmeal Lesbians.
Notice something different?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, so we're here to address the disappearance of the Oatmeal Lesbians.
Yeah, it's
We've been abducted and then we broke free.
Okay, I feel like everyone thinks that we disappeared because we've been like non-stop on holiday. But that is not the case, guys. That is not the case. These holidays were planned like over a year ago.
Also, we only went on one holiday together.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We literally only went on one holiday together.
And the separate ones, they just happened like
randomly.
Yeah, randomly. We didn't even plan for them. We only had one holiday planned with each other that was planned like a year plus ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And then our separate holidays was like quite impromptu as well. Mm-hmm. My Hat Yai one was impromptu. Mm-hmm. Your New York one was also impromptu.
Yeah.
And then it's only been one holiday we went on like with each other. Okay, so everybody thinks it's like the holiday thing. It's not the fucking holiday thing. Actually, we already did an Instagram live. Briefly explaining this, but because everybody's like, what happened? Okay, clearly you all don't keep up with our fucking Instagram lah, okay?
Yeah.
So this video is basically for everyone who's like, what's happening, and we don't want to explain it 10 times in 10 different Instagram lives. So if you're gonna ask, just watch this episode. Mm-hmm. So what happened? How do we start?
Oh shit.
How do we fucking
One
start?
of y'all the other day commented on our videos asking if we were okay. That's so sweet, but we're not. We weren't. Okay, but
no, we're not okay. We weren't okay, but we will be okay.
Yeah.
A lot of crying was involved.
It progressively got better.
It got worse and it's been getting better.
Yeah. And it will get better. It was just like Q1 was rough.
Is Q1 over?
Yeah.
Shit!
We're already in the middle of Q2.
Q2
April is Q2.
Yeah.
Q2's been better.
Q2 has been pretty rough too.
Oh yeah. I forgot, yeah.
Why?
You know.
My stuff? Which stuff? Oh!
That happened in Q2.
That happened in Q1. It happened before Bali.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It happened before Bali.
Oh yeah, okay, that was part of Q1.
That was part of Q1. Q1 stuff has been bleeding into Q2 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of things have been happening. How do we start? It's always so fucking hard to start.
That was how we acted in the Instagram live too.
Yeah.
We're like, where the fuck do we start?
Okay. I'll start. So New Year's Eve happened. Oh wait.
What happened on New Year's Eve?
I had an existential crisis.
About what?
Okay, anyway, okay. So what happened was that the final week of December 2024. Okay, so before that, I haven't been drinking for the whole year. I have not been drinking. I've cut down my alcohol. I've stopped drinking and everything. But because particularly like that final week of like...
you were an alcoholic last year.
No, I wasn't.
Then?
I cut out my alcohol last year. I really cut out my... Because before that, you were like, oh, whiskey on the rocks. Like, I like whiskey on the rocks and everything, right? But last year, I cut out.
Oh.
I cut out like mid of the year onwards. So around 6 months, 6 to 8 months, I wasn't like drinking. So then what happened was at the final week of 2024 in December. Why is it so fucking hot? Final week of 2024, what happened was that I had to go to the club 4 or 5 times in 1 week.
You were clubbing a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and for various reasons, because friend's wedding, because friend coming back from another country, friend leaving to another country, then after that it is friends wanting to celebrate this and that. So normally I go to the clubs only when friends want to go. It's not something that I would intentionally go myself. So I went to the clubs a lot and I was drinking a lot, and before that 1 week my body clock was okay, but after that 1 week, right, non-stop of like staying up late because of the clubs and drinking and everything, I fucked up my body clock. So New Year's Eve happened, and then I looked in the mirror. I was tipsy, okay? I was tipsy and I went to the toilet to take a piss. Then I looked in the fucking mirror and then I asked myself, remember I told you this, I asked myself, why do I try so hard to be perfect?
Oh yeah.
And then I bought a pack of cigarettes after that.
Didn't you say then you told your therapist that, and your therapist was like, you do deserve a cigarette?
No, that was in February. She told me I deserve a cigarette in February.
Oh,
This was in
okay.
December, okay? Then after that, I had like this whole existential crisis and everything because I felt like I was stagnant. I felt like I was a changed person in the sense that like I'm not up my own ass.
Oh.
That makes sense. Like I'm not up my own ass hammering myself to be this kind of person and that kind of person.
Yeah.
So that's why I had like a whole existential crisis, right? Because I have been trying to change and been a bit more, allow myself to be a little bit more carefree and not so up my ass.
Right.
That was what happened in 2024, right? And so that's why there was a whole like existential crisis thing going on. And I remember we stopped our last episode that we posted before. This was 29th of January, Chinese New Year, first day of Chinese New Year.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, 29th of January. So that was going on, and we had like a lot of things going on during that period of time also. And then we were planning for the campaign and shit like that. There was a lot of things going on top of work stuff and rushing a lot of things. And then family issues because of Chinese New Year happened. So for the first 2 weeks of January was the whole existential crisis. Then when Chinese New Year came, slightly before Chinese New Year, there were family issues. And then after that, early February, I cut off a friend. I had an argument with a friend. I cut off a friend. And then I had an argument with... Should I just fucking say it? I had an argument with my business partner, and then who is now an ex-business partner. So there was a lot of things going on. And it's very, very complicated because money is involved, blah, 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 blah. A lot of things were involved, okay? And then on top of that, I had family issues while all of this was going on. So that was why my therapist said I deserve cigarettes. Because during that period of time, I was like, oh my God, like this and that, this and that, this and that. And somehow I was smoking. And then she was like, thank God you smoke because who knows what else you would have done. So my therapist was like, yeah, you deserve a cigarette. Then she told me, oh, when is your next break? Like, you should take one day and smoke as many cigarettes as you want. Then turns out I was going to Hat Yai. So then I smoked a lot of cigarettes in Hat Yai. But it wasn't that many anyway. It was like 6-7 cigarettes per day. That's about it. 6 per day. So that happened. And then after that, it was really just back and forth with family stuff, with business stuff, with friends, and a lot of things. It's just been a lot. And then before Bali, the whole thing with my biological sibling. Yeah. That happened. Yeah. And then I came back, and then I kind of like ran away from home. A lot of things are. Though I don't want to get into detail, but that's a lot of personal life stuff that has been happening on top of business and career stuff that has been happening, which is why we disappeared for a while. What about you?
No, you didn't run away from home. You refurbished your home.
Yeah. No. That's true.
So ever since you mind if I talk about it? So ever since she refurbished her home, the first day when I stepped into this studio, I was like, why does it feel different? And I was like, I didn't even realize the lights on top here were yellow. And that was crazy. Like, that was really crazy because, like, I think once this couch was added and, like, you know, you also, like, rearranged the furniture and then you added, like, candles and everything. That's when I realized, I was like, I didn't even notice, like, some of these things in the beginning. And it just feels like a woman lives here now instead of a co-ed living space. Like, you know, sometimes you can just tell if a space is a co-ed living space versus it is a woman's space. Yeah, that's what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
Once a Virgo has been kicked. Just kidding.
It's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
Me personally, I think the biggest thing that happened to me this year is like I was involved in a natural disaster. Well, it's not really a natural disaster. I cannot name the natural disaster for legal reasons because then you all will know which one it is. But it was like a negligence sort of situation, and then I was in there and I thought I was gonna die. And then there was like, because of that, then I somehow had beef with my family. Well, just one member of my family.
Oh my God, you're supposed to tell me about your...
Now you named the family.
Sorry. We'll cut that out.
I ended up like post the natural disaster because something was like lost in during the time it happened, then
So vague.
yeah, I know. It's like I want to tell you what it is, but like, I can't because then you guys will be able to know what it is. Then you will be able to dox me. So that's why I cannot say it.
Oh yeah, that's so true. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So like because of that natural disaster, something was lost in the process that I had with me at the time. So then, because that thing that I had with me at the time belonged to a member of my family, and then as a result, that member of my family got pissed at me and didn't talk to me for like I think a month. And suddenly we're talking again now. So actually, I don't know what was that all about. But that was like an issue for some time, and I was like severely traumatized because at the time
3:45.
when that natural disaster thing was happening, Zoe happened to text me at the same time, and she was like, "What's going on with you?" Because her friend and her friend's boyfriend were passing by that place that where the natural disaster was happening, and then I was there, and then they somehow recognized me, and then they sent that video to her, and then I was like, how the fuck does she know that I'm involved in this natural disaster right now? Then I called them, and then I was like crying like shit. You guys know that meme, the TikTok, where you're like doing something fucking like goofy and everything, then your friend calls and they're like, I hate him! I hate him! That was me. I called, and then I was like, ah! I was like crying.
No, I was so happy that everyone picked up. I was like, yay, the whole gang is here. And then suddenly she was like, ah! I was like, what?
This is the worst experience of my life. No, that was so funny. That was so funny because I was losing it that time, because at the time when I called, it was right after I had an argument with one of my family members, not the one who's mad at me. One of my family members was pissing me off on the spot because they were saying to me not to act insane when I literally got out of a natural disaster. And I got triggered because I was like, bitch, I got out of this without the help of like 911 or Bomba. And you're telling me to calm the fuck down? So then I got pissed, and then like I called them, and then I was just losing it, and I was just like crying and everything. But yeah, basically that was what happened. And and also like it was a few days before I had to fly to New York. So actually no, it was one day before I had to fly, less than 24 hours before I had to fly to New York. Then I was like losing it lah because I was like, oh my god, am I like gonna D-word right now? Like when I was in the middle of the whole thing, I really thought I was gonna D-word. Because when I called like, the hotline and everything, and I called for help, they were not fucking helpful at all. In fact, I was relying on the memories I had of all those survival videos that you watch. Actually watch those survival videos because you never know what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
So I was really literally like, I was like, wait, but when I watch those survival videos, that's not what they recommend. Why are you advising me otherwise? Okay, there's a whole other thing again. Also, I also don't want to get into it too much lah. But that was what happened, and it was really like fucked up because I feel like I didn't have enough time to process that, and then I had to get into another headspace, which was me going to New York. But I didn't go to, well, I went to New York on holiday, but I went there for like another reason as well, which like required a lot more brain energy. So that's why I feel like I didn't have time to like really sit down and process the whole like issue. And then when I come back, I still had to deal with that, and like I was trying to manage like that family member who was pissed at me. I was trying to process the natural disaster, and then I was also trying to process my experience while I was there. And also like at the time, I also like sort of put it at the back of my head when I was in New York because I didn't want to affect me like being in the moment when I was like traveling. So in a way, sometimes I feel like I didn't really process that properly, but I feel like I processed everything I needed to process already, and I did everything that I told myself I had to do, which was like
Sending a...
yeah, I was trying to send an email to the party that was involved with putting me in that situation.
Have they replied?
No. I'm gonna fucking spam them or like walk up to their office. They haven't replied me.
You should call them.
Yeah, honestly, I should call them.
You should call them.
Yeah. It's so fucked up. Yeah, anyway, like fuck that company. But yeah, so that happened. So and then also I found out that the damages to that thing was not actually like a total loss. But then apparently now my dad's saying that there's fungus growing in that thing. So I don't know whether that's true or not. I have to check it for myself. But yeah, so it was not a total loss, and I don't know if that's why my other family member is talking to me again. But yeah, lor. So that was that whole thing.
Was there insurance that covered?
No,
No,
because we
right?
didn't buy insurance for that reason.
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, always buy the natural disaster insurance because you never fucking know. But it is like so expensive also. It's like, you know what? But anyway, the point is okay, but then even if I bought natural disaster insurance, I couldn't have claimed it also because it was not actually natural disaster. It was something that caused a natural disaster, but it was not caused by natural circumstances.
No, it was something that caused a disaster, not a natural disaster.
Yeah, it was a natural disaster, not a natural disaster. Okay. But yeah, so that was that. And then oh yeah, I think everything else was pretty okay. I work-wise it got better for me, and I'm just hitting like 1 year in my current company like a few days ago, which is cool. A lot has happened since, and yeah, that was that. And what else happened? Did anything else happen? Like macam like nothing. That was the biggest thing. Yeah.
That's why we disappeared. And also because we have a campaign coming up soon. That will be released soon. And that, for some reason, that one is quite a lot of work. But I don't know why.
Yeah,
but yeah.
because that campaign thing has been going on since last year.
Yeah, it was been in planning since last year. So we have had to put our focus on that because there are other people involved as well. Can you shut the fuck up? There are other people involved as well. So, and we are kind of like on a, what do you call it? On a time crunch with that. So we had to prioritize that, and it's still ongoing, so actually we still have to prioritize that. But then I suppose we can quickly edit this one and put it out while we are climbing Mount Kinabalu. I think I can schedule this for Wednesday.
Oh, when we are in the middle of climbing.
While we are climbing, so it'll be released while we are climbing.
By the way, we are climbing Mount Kinabalu.
Yeah, I think the day that you guys see this is the day that we are already like climbing halfway.
Yeah, we will be at the rest stop, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
And the next day we will climb the summit.
Yeah. Not bad lah, quite easy lah.
Yeah.
I think it's quite
doable,
easy because we hiked 2.2 km up, right, for Gunung Datuk. So from the rest area to the peak is only extra 300 meters. And you don't even have to fucking rock climb that shit.
Yeah.
You just need pull rope, whatever, this, that, nah. And then before the rest stop is also 3.8? Which is actually very...
3.8 only, not 6
Is
km.
it? No.
6 km lah.
No.
No, from Timpohon to Panalaban.
Wait.
It's
Because
6
I
km.
read the itinerary. It says from one there to the rest stop is very near.
But 3.8 km is very doable. No, because
Or is it 4?
I saw the videos. There's actually a checkpoint that says 6 km.
Yeah. Wait.
Are we surpassing a few?
I don't know. I'm just reading the itinerary that was sent. Wait.
Yeah,
So
but
you
y'all, we're
see?
climbing Mount Kinabalu. Yeah,
Wait.
y'all. Many folks have asked us who challenged us to do this.
We challenge ourselves.
We challenge ourselves. Y'all, you cannot ask a fire sign these kind of questions because everything a fire sign does is by their own discretion.
Okay. So basically it's at 3272 meters. Check into your accommodation, then you have a buffet dinner.
Wait.
Wake up.
Sorry, 3. So
3.2
it's only 3 km.
It's only 3 km. Cause extra 1 km from Gunung Datuk only.
Dude, who the fuck go and say 6 km?
And then so the journey out at this one is 4. Is it 4? Oh, this one is another 4.
Wait, this is crazy. This is me not reading the instruction manual.
Wait. So, okay. Wait, this peak is at 4095. So is it 4095 minus 3272 or is it climbing another 4095? I don't know.
4095 is
The
no,
journey...
the total peak, the total hill is 4095 meters. The whole hill. I mean the whole gunung.
Oh, okay, so we are going this like this lah.
Yeah.
Like this 3272. Okay, not bad 5 hours.
Yeah. Not 3 km, yeah.
But that's 3 km vertically, not 3 km like that. But then most of the shit is going to be done here already.
Yeah.
Then we have like less than 1 km vertically to
right.
go. Damn easy lah, can one lah.
Yeah.
Can one. Yeah, then after it'll be fine.
That's okay, yeah.
That's so doable.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. And also many folks have been asking us if we are in our hiking era.
No.
We actually just started because of this whole like Kinabalu thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, but actually it is quite enjoyable.
somewhat.
Yeah.
I think you're
enjoyable
more.
when you have a view up there.
I think you're more into the hiking thing because ever since like the only okay, so Faye has been training with a lot of hiking trails. I literally only follow her once.
No, but that one is the important one. The others is like is just for the vibes.
Yeah, so I follow her only on one, and yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the earliest I've ever woken up for anything. Bitch. Like we never wake up shit for this, you know. Okay, what happened was we went and climbed Gunung Datuk and we literally she was on 1 hours of sleep. And then we departed my place at like 12:30.
I think
no,
no,
1
yeah 1 o'clock because you let me in your house at 12:30.
Oh yeah, she waited half an hour. I was so yeah, then we went to Negeri Sembilan at like we reached there around like 3
3-ish,
3-ish, yeah. Then we started climbing at
3:30.
3:30, yeah. And you know what? Always climb in the dark.
Tip,
Seriously.
hot tip. Close your eyes and hike.
Yeah. You'll be so damn brave. Like, never underestimate yourself climbing in the dark. It's actually even better.
But I think if you don't look at your surroundings and you just look at what's in front of you, it makes it very easy already.
Yeah, true.
You just look at what's in front of you because that's what I did for Bukit Tabo. I was just like, what? Because I didn't recognize anything. Everything is just trees. It's all just a forest. So I was just like, okay, I see this. I see. Just keep climbing only. Just
Yeah, tunnel vision is key.
yeah. Tunnel vision is key.
It helps you focus on the problem at hand. And then like by the time you're up there, which
like,
was pretty much us, yeah. By the time we got up there and then when we came down, we were like, what the hell? Ain't no idea how we even did all of that. But then, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And it was like uphill all the way. There's no flatlands at all.
The
Maybe this
flatland
one-
was for a very short
It's
minute
like 5 meters.
2-minute walk.
It's a 2 minute. Then the rest is just like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like borderline bordering, which is very different from what we'll be doing in Kinabalu. But
No, that's why. But I think
Yeah.
Kinabalu's one is going to be so much harder because I hate stairs. I would rather boulder than to take the stairs.
yeah, actually bouldering would be more enjoyable.
Yeah, and then you're not using your legs only. You're using your upper
true.
body as well. So
You get to like
yeah,
right?
so then you don't put too much pressure on your legs. I think Kinabalu, that one will be tougher because it's just your legs.
yeah, that's true.
So that's why we need the hiking stick and to do what your boss did.
Oh yeah, guys. Oh my god, you know what my boss did? You know when he came down, he fucking swinged himself with the fucking hiking pole because like obviously when you come down, right, people generally feel more tired when they're coming down because like you've already done everything and there's nothing else to motivate you, right? So what he did was the 2 hiking poles, he just stabbed it on the soil and swung like everything.
That is actually very smart.
Yeah.
That is very smart.
And honestly, I think I'm going to
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's actually do that. Like when we were coming down from Gunung Datuk, there's one point I was too tired. I just sat my ass on the floor. And I just slid down.
We were sliding down, you know, because like it's really impossible to go down with your legs already at that point.
Yeah.
Like, and no, it's worse if the terrain is a soil terrain and not like a rocky one.
Yeah.
The rocky one you can still like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
there is
like that, right?
there's grip. There's grip
Yeah.
for your legs.
But the soil one, right, you want us to maintain that kind of grip strength. It's the sliding down.
yeah, I
bitch.
feel like
It's
actually
the
I would
sliding down.
slide. I will buy some butt pads.
Yeah.
I will buy some butt pads. Or you know like
Maybe we should do that.
You know like what they do, sand surfing? Sand surfing and then there's like the tray that you sit on and then you go down the sand. This is like
Maybe
normally
we
in
should
desert.
consider that.
But Kinabalu where you got? Kinabalu all stairs.
I know lah, but like we bring ourselves and then we slide down. What do you think?
Girl, I think it's a bit too high up.
How high is it going to be?
I don't know what it's like,
Like if
because
it's a stairs.
girl, I ain't sliding down the damn stairs. You know what I will do? If the stairs got railing, right? I will climb on the railing and just slide down.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I think they should build a slide, you know, because okay, they even built a slide at the Great Wall. Okay, but okay, to be honest, I take that back because I know it's a sacred mountain, so like you shouldn't be doing too much up there lah. But like I just wish every time you finish hiking already, right, you can just slide down.
For me, I wish there was a cable car.
Yeah, actually even better if you have a cable car.
Or a zip line.
Or a zip line, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be so
Wait,
fun.
yeah,
You
actually a zip line
down.
would be good. Yeah.
I think a zip line would be fun.
Yeah. No, after all that, yeah, girl, I want a zip line down. I ain't trying to walk all of that again.
Yeah, and then we're gonna sit down there for 3-4 hours, wait for the porter to come down.
No, seriously. Yeah, I kept telling myself that this is me walking to Bangsa but uphill.
Yeah!
Actually, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If...
It's also you walking to Bangsa.
Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna bleep this part out. We're not mentioning his name on this podcast.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about when I was hiking, I noticed that a lot of people like to hike in traditional clothes. And it made me realize, actually, you shouldn't take it that seriously.
Yeah, you
know?
shouldn't.
And then, you know what? When we were in Gunung Datuk, an auntie sprinted down. And she was bordering
Girl!
back, you know.
No, I tell you, the auntie, right, when we
Jeez.
were going down, right, when we started going down, she passed by me and she said, good morning. Then while we were still going down, she ran past us. Yes. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, like, do you know, like, that terrain is not sprinting material, but she sprinted. Bitch,
dude.
Some people just built different, man. And you know what? I also want to be an old granny and then like sprinting down all the young people. That's a flex. And you know what? When we were going up, they were like 3 dudes. They were not old, but they were like middle age. They were so nonchalant about it. They were like
Yeah, almost there.
Yeah,
good
almost
morning.
there. And then they look at the thing for 5 minutes and they go back down already.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't even give a fuck about staying for the sunrise.
To them, it was just a morning, just a normal morning, regular morning exercise. Morning exercise. Hey, wait, where is it, man? It was insane. It was fucking insane. I don't know which one. He has too many damn videos. He needs to stop fucking making videos already. Okay, so he ran non-stop for 48 hours and raised 101,000 ringgit. Then if he can take a fucking jog from one state to another state for 48 hours non-stop.
Yeah.
We can fucking hike Kinabalu, please.
Yeah. No, and right, like, it's really like a jog in the park to a lot of old people, I realize. I didn't realize how nonchalant some people are about these things.
Yeah.
But they give me encouragement, actually.
If you don't care, you just don't care, one.
Yeah. No, because like, I really hate... You know what? This is why you should always like surround yourself with people who are nonchalant about these things. Because the energy is just different. There are some people who just overthink everything and I really hate that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Like, because then you are just making me overthink everything. And like, thinking like there's too many limitations, but actually there's not. It's just a matter of whether
You're just inflating it in your head.
Yeah. You're just inflating it in
You're
your head.
exaggerating and inflating it in your head.
I mean, I can't compare my fitness level with that old auntie and those 3 dudes lah. But still at the same time, like, it can be done, you know. You just have to like do it.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's it, y'all.
That's it for this episode because it's 30 minutes already. It's only supposed to be 20 minutes. Okay, bye!
Bye!
We'll see y'all soon.